Hi, welcome to today's series where we're just going to have a very quick workout together. Sometimes in a day I don't have a lot of time to put into a full hour session, but I know that just with about 15 or so minutes of movement and working in all different ranges, I will be doing the best for my body. Today we're going to start a little differently. We're going to begin lying down on your front. So find a comfortable position for you, and as you do, we're just going to have your arms in one of my favorite positions, which is a right angle of the hands and elbows and shoulders. So just resting the top of the head towards the mat, and then begin by lifting the back of the head away from the floor. So you're just hovering your head up. We're not doing a big back bend at this stage. We're just getting a little bit of energy in the back of the neck, and then lowering the forearm down, lowering the forehead down. And then again, raising just the back of the head away as though you were a helium balloon inflating, starting to lift off of the mat surface, and then deflating and coming back down with control. The image I have in my head actually is of a hot air balloon rising up into the air, and then the hot air balloon returning back safely towards the ground. So we'll just do that one more time as we come up. And again, just feeling very comfortable in this movement. It shouldn't feel very stressful or strained. We're going to maintain your position up, and then you're going to let your eyes start to drift forward so that they're looking just at the edge of your mat or slightly forward of your fingers if you don't have a mat. And then lowering your head back into that neutral position, and then returning the chest to the mat. And then we repeat, lift the back of the head up, then roll the eye gaze forward just to the front. So we want to make sure that you're not going to pinch and shut off at the back of the neckline, and then returning and all the way down. We're going to add on to our movement at the top of the very height of our shape. So creating this little up back movement. So keeping hands on the floor, slide an arm out in front of you and then pull it back in, and then slide the other arm out and draw it back in. And we're going to maintain our position here. So we want to feel that we're very supported in our rib area. And as you're sliding the arms, there's not excessive movement happening in other parts of your body. And you should feel very, again, supported around the middle of your body and lower back. You never want to feel like you're hinging in those areas. One more time to each side as you slide your arms out, and then returning everything back safely to the floor. We're going to add on to our movement again as we curl up. So with each level, remember that you can stay with the one before if that was more comfortable. This time, both arms are going to go out. So the minute the two arms reach away, there's more control that is required around your center. And again, stretch the arms away from you and then pull them back into their position. So keeping your hands on the floor, whether that be a carpeted surface or a tiled surface or a flooring, whatever it may be, just keeping that contact is very important at this stage to make you feel like you can still participate in the movement without creating undue stress. We are going to take it into our last one here, lengthening long, and then coming all the way back again and resting your chest down. So as we move on to our next one, you'll feel each one is getting progressively more challenging. So we're going to come up again. And this time, as you slide your arms out, we'll do the double arms again. You're going to hover the arms up into the air and then bring them down and lower back. So same movement pattern as before. Slide the arms, but then lift, lower, and return. And you'll notice the minute those arms leave the ground, there's a lot more work that's going to happen between the shoulder blade area along the sides of the spine. 2 more times, hover, lower, and draw back. And then this is our final one. As we reach the arms, lower them down, bringing yourself all the way back to the ground. From here, you're just going to rest your hands underneath your forehead line. I'm just going to stack my hands up a little higher so my microphone doesn't get all distorted. And you're going to send your left knee to the side, clasp your foot against the inside of the right knee. So just making sure that you feel comfortable again through your shoulders. And then from this position, keeping the foot and the leg attached, and we're going to raise the right leg up behind you and then lower that leg back down towards the mat.
And again, sending the leg up and lowering the leg down. So it's interesting because when we do this movement, it's a simple movement, but what if your leg can't get to where I've asked you to put it? Well, you're just going to take it to where it's comfortable for you. That might mean maybe it's not next to it and you've got it lengthened down next to the side and you're still just focusing on that right leg raising and lowering. My belief is that we should all have a good amount of flexibility and mobility within our joints that allow us to do these kind of moves. All right, let's switch sides. So left leg lengthens out, right knee is bent, and then keep your foot attached to the inside of your left knee as you hover your leg up and bring it back down. So we're working on our single leg strength. So these hip flexor muscles at the front of your body are lengthening as the hip extensor muscles at the back of your body are strengthening. We'll go for 2 more of these. And then one more time as we raise that leg all the way back up into the air and then coming down. So we're going to go back into our little cactus arm movement. Let's go back with the left leg out to the side. And then from here, we're going to raise our chest up. We're going to lift the leg up into the air. And you may notice you can get a little higher with your leg and then lower everything down. So you're beginning to see there's a pattern forming. We did this in the beginning with the upper body. Then we did it individually with the lower body. And now we're combining it all together. Last time as we take our lift all the way to the top, hold your height. Stretch your arms forward, pull your arms back. Remember, our hands are on the ground for the first round. Down, pulling in, stretching out, drawing in and lower everything down. We've got one more round like that. We stay lifted in the air. We have our leg high, and then you're going to stretch the arms out, hover them up, tap them down, and pull them in. 2 more times. Stretch, lift, lower, return. 1 more time as we reach out, lift, down, and pull it back in. Rest. We're going to switch to the other side again. So these changeovers between positions are also very important for the health of your joints. And again, up we come, lifting the leg up into the air with you and then lowering it back down. So again, just going in rounds of 3 on this one, keeping the arms attached to the floor as we lift our leg and lift our upper body. Hold your position here. Keep hands attached to the ground as we slide the arms out and pull them back in and away. Now you can pull them in a little deeper if you want to have a little more work through the shoulders, but to 90 degrees is also good. And then to the mat we go. Our final version coming up with our last 3. As we bring our leg up, we send the arms out, hover them off the floor, pull it in and lower it down. And again, coming up, send it out, lift and lower. I didn't mean to roll down in between. Sorry, we've got one more as we keep our chest and leg lifted in the air and then traveling all the way back. And now return your body towards the floor. Very nice. Send yourself into a little child pose position. So we want to just feel free through the back of our body here into our spine. Oh, look, the bear's doing the same stretch as I'm doing right now. And then we're going to come up onto all fours shape. So in this position, we're going to go into a gentle twisting action with our pelvis. So we're going to bring our knees together, keep the hands placed underneath the shoulder line. And then what we're going to do is a little drop of both knees towards one side and the hip towards the other side, and then back to the center. And then we'll take that to the opposite direction. So knees traveling down one way and hips traveling down the other. So keeping your best position between the shoulders is quite intense. So I don't expect for us to drop the hip toward the floor. I'm doing my best to keep my arms straight, my chest between my shoulders, so that I'm not putting too much weight onto the one arm. And you'll feel there will be distribution to the one side. So know that it'll happen, but don't get too fixated about it. One more time as we twist the hips one way and then twist the hips in the opposite direction. All right, from here we're just going to go into sitting onto your bottom and having your feet out in front of you.
So we're going to send your arms out and away, nice tall position in your back, and we're going to start to melt halfway down. So we're tucking the tail under. I want you to get to the position where your arms are sort of horizontal with the floor, and then you're going to roll your body over the front of the pelvis again and bring yourself upright. And again, tilt the tail from the underside, rolling yourself down and back, and then rolling yourself forward and lifting up. So we'll do 2 more of them just like that. So just getting the motion of rolling back. I currently have my knees together, my feet touching. If you want to keep them slightly apart, you can, but try not to drift the knees out open. So you still want parallel legs. This is our 4th one like this, as we're rolling the body back and then rolling the body forward. On our next one, we're going to stay in the curve back. So make sure you're comfortable here. Hold your position. Can you bring one leg up into the air? Lower it down. The other leg lift and lower. So maintaining the curve in your body. We want to see no movement of you up and down, no shoulder shrugging up and down. And then 2 more times to each leg. We're going to hold our balance up. So when you're ready, we've got one leg in the air. Hold it there. Bring the other leg up and then tap a foot down, lift, down, lift. 3 more to go to each leg. See what you can do to keep your chest nice and raised. That deepness in your tummy should start to feel it by now. Last one to each side. Reach, down, reach, down, both feet to the ground. And then guess what? We're going to come all the way back up to your sitting position. Now, you may have felt that was a little bit uncomfortable in your front of your hips. So we're just going to open those knees out to the side and then grab a hold of your feet. So if you can, lace your fingers around your toes, and Bear's got the perfect place to go into now. And we're just going to sink yourself down. So we're going to get a nice stretch here for the back of the hip line and also into your lower back area. Yes, I know. And then from here, we'll come back up and then we're going to do that again. Sorry, my love. And then just lace your fingers and then drop the weight of your body over the front of your legs. Now, if you can send your elbows over the side. You might not be able to get that far, so maybe you've got your elbows tucked in a little closer. Everybody's body is different, so just do what works for you. Just bring the feet and knees back up again where they were and send those arms out. From here, we go back again. We're going to go into the round shape and then rolling yourself forward again. So after the little break, we want to make sure that we still have good control in that area. And again, tilting back and coming forward. So part of this movement series is trying to find, do you know where your balancing point is, where you don't have to alter your body shape forward and backward to then now add in the legs. So we're going to come in, we're going to bring both legs up into our balanced position. From here, it's going to be a little different. We're going to roll down from our upper back now. So we go down the whole way, all the way over. Send your arms behind you, reach. And then you're going to nod your head forward, curl the head and shoulders up, roll yourself into your balanced position, come up a little higher to look over the tops of the legs. And then roll, imprint your lower back on. Your knees will fold closer to you as you stretch your arms back. And then raising the arms to the ceiling, nod the head forward, curl the body all the way up into the balanced sit. So this is a form of teaser that we're doing. We've got 2 more to go as we roll our body all the way down and stretch. And then nodding head forward. So feeling the ease of your body peeling away from the floor. There is deep work happening here. I promise you that. Remember, if it's too challenging, you put your feet back on the ground surface so that you can continue to do your movement. Last time as we take it all the way up into our sitting position and then hold yourself here. So from this position, we're going to take hands around the fronts of the shins and just go into a little ball shape. We're going to inhale, roll to your shoulders, and exhale, roll to the balance. And again, inhale, roll back, and exhale, roll forward. One more time as we inhale to the back, exhale to the front. Place your feet onto the floor, roll your spine all the way down, and send your arms behind you. From here, just bring your feet in a little closer. Bridging is our game. As we raise the hips up, pull the arms down towards your side. Circle your arms around as you lower your hips towards the mat. And again, raise the hips, pull the arms down. And then open the arms circular as the spine comes towards the floor.
So this movement is really good for your brain because it is used to doing sort of just the arm arc going backward, forward. Now we've added in a new variable. So the brain is having to work a little bit harder to think, what are we doing? But can you still visualize the spine going up and down the center as your arms are doing these beautiful circular motions around? And then pausing here, we're going to take it the other way. Arms are going to open out to the side. Pelvis lifts up. As the pelvis goes down, the arms travel back and overhead. And then again, circle arms out wide, hips go high. And then arms go over as body returns to the mat. 3 more times like that as we get this new sort of pathway being built through our brain. And if you don't get it perfectly, does it matter? No, of course not. As long as you're enjoying the movement, enjoying the challenge of doing something different, that's all I'm interested in. And then lowering yourself to the ground and stretching those arms all the way back and over. Let's come onto your side and then just give yourself a little bit of a support with your underarm, maybe being long, maybe being short, whatever feels most comfortable for you. We're going to send both legs out nice and long towards the end of the mat, feeling long through the side of your waist. So you've got a couple of points you can go to. Hand can stay on the floor, it can go to your hip, or you can take your arm to the ceiling. I'm going to play with my arm at the ceiling today. Just making sure that the arrangement of my arm is really well balanced inside of my socket. And then we're going to send the top leg up and down. So as we lift and lower the leg, we're trying not to change the length at the top or the bottom waist too much. And then one more time, 5, we're going to make circles in both directions. 5 is just the number we're working with. And 2 more, 1 more, and then change it around, swing it to the front. So when we're making the circle, it's an even movement to the front and to the back. And then resting here, we're going to turn your feet out a little bit. We're going to slide your bottom toes towards your knee. Then we're going to extend that leg to the ceiling, flex your foot, and bring the leg back down. So a little turn out position of your knee as you slide the leg up towards your knee or slide your toe towards your knee. And this one gets you deep into the back of the glute muscles, which are fabulous. Those ones are really close to the head of your leg bone. Last one coming up as we pull the toes towards the underneath knee, raise it to the ceiling and lower it all the way back down. From here, we'll just spin ourselves around to the other side. And again, setting yourself up. Nice long position through your arms, through your legs. And then take your arm position where you're most comfortable, because sometimes on the second side, it doesn't feel as easy as the first. And it's okay to change your hand position for your base. So we're going to send the leg up and down. You know, I tell you, I think my dog has an internal timer. He knows exactly when we're about to finish things so that he is then the star of the show. We're into circles, 5 in each direction. I can tell you that this side is a very different side for me because it's not as steady. It's not as smooth in my movement. And I shouldn't really be talking because I need to concentrate more. Let's take it into our développé as we pull the leg up, stretch it out, and lower it down. So as you're doing this movement, wherever your knee gets to, that's kind of where we want to land it so then we can straighten the leg and come back in. So you may have recognized this movement. We did it lying on our front as one of our first exercises today. So seeing how everything sort of matches up. One more time because I've lost count. And send it to the ceiling and bring it all the way back down. Again, from here, we're going to take a lie down again onto our front body. And just for a little bit of fun, see how it goes. Tuck your toes under, have your hands right next to the side of your chest area. You're going to push those legs out so that you feel your knees lift off the ground. And then can you push yourself away from the floor? Send your hips to the ceiling, walk your feet in until you feel a comfortable stretch at the back of your legs. If that means you still have to bend your knees a little bit, that's also okay. Just getting a nice deep, long line of stretch. And then we're going to come and take a seat down. We have a lap for the dog to sit in. We're going to finish with just a little side bend action. Not yet. And we're going to place one hand down towards the side as we go for a big stretch over.
and then bringing yourself up, and we'll go towards the opposite side. So again, always remember that whenever you do a workout, you want to get your body moving in all directions so that you have a sense of feeling balanced and even throughout your joints. That is all I have time for today. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you again in another one soon. Bye.